Hey guys, Ben from Snowy's here today with a Zempire Chunky Stealth self-inflating hiking mat. This is a 3.5 centimeter thick mat with a base. It's got non-slip dots on the bottom so it doesn't slide around in your tent, and there's die cuts that are wave foam inside. It's a really affordable option for those who are looking at setting up their hiking kit on a budget. So when you buy your mat, it comes in an oversized bag like this. Now the bag can take up to about 20 centimeters in diameter and about 30 centimeters in length. Packed up inside there at the moment, it's a bit under 30 and probably about 15 centimeters in diameter, but you probably won't get it quite that small again. And it weighs a little bit over 900 grams. So not the lightest hiking mat in the market, but they're well made and they come at a really good price. And the mat itself is just under 177 centimeters in length, about 51 centimeters in width at its widest point, and as I said, 3.5 centimeters thick here. There is a valve on the end here, an inflation deflation valve on the end here that's got a little valve inside, so we can flick this around. That's let the air out, and flick it all the way around for deflate mode, which means as we squeeze the air out, it doesn't let air back in. Flick that around to the inflation mode again, and we can then blow a bit of air in there to tighten this up again and do it up once you've finished. Fabrics, we've got a 30 denier stretchy sort of fabric on top here. It's got a brushed sort of peach feel to it, and the base is a 75 denier polyester with little non-slip sort of dots on the base to help it from sliding around too much inside the tent. And inside is a closed cell die cut foam, and it's got this, I don't know if you can quite see it on the camera there, this mat's a little bit dirty, but it's got this kind of wave sort of cut to it to give a bit of a sort of texture to the surface here. I'm not sure that would have much effect on how comfortable it is to sleep on, maybe create a bit more airflow around you, but it certainly looks pretty cool. Let's just show you what comes in the bag when you buy the mat. So inside here you get obviously the mat, but a couple of extras as well. You'll get in there a little repair kit, so some glue and a couple of repair patches, and you also get a couple of elastic straps that go around the mat here when it's packed up to secure it all before you put it back in the bag. So you don't have to use the bag. If you're saving weight, you could leave the bag at home and just use the straps, but it's certainly a very large bag, so you could almost fit some clothes and stuff inside there as well if you liked. Now I'm going to lie on the mat. I haven't touched on R value. They haven't actually had it tested. Zempire haven't had it tested, but they estimate the R value to be around about 3 for this mat here. So good all season mat. Being 3.5 centimeters thick, if I was to sit on this now, I would feel the ground pretty easily because there's not a lot of foam in there. So we've let that inflate as far as it can by itself. Now when these are new, the foam takes a while to expand. You need to leave it probably a day or so for that foam to expand out to this potential here. Now I'm going to actually use my mouth and blow a little bit of extra air in here to make it tighter, because being such a thin mat, we need a bit of extra pressure in there to insulate ourselves from the ground underneath. Ideally, you'd want to try and use something that wasn't your mouth to pump this up. There's no inflation aid on this bag here. So I'm going to use my mouth, but when we store the mat, we'd always want to make sure we store it with the valves open so moisture can escape. So I'll pop a bit of air in here, and then I'm going to sit on it and show you how comfortable it is. Now I've just put probably half a breath of air in there, and that's made that pretty firm there now. It's nice and easy to blow in that. The valve kind of fits on the outside of your mouth, so I'm not putting that much moisture inside there at all. Now I'll lie on this mat. Now I'm taller than this mat is, but if I sit on that now, I'm obviously going right through to the bottom there, and that's simply because it's a thin mat. If I lie down on this though, it will distribute the weight much more evenly across my entire body. So I can actually feel this surface here underneath. It's giving a bit of a textured feel, not uncomfortable feel, but it's just kind of supporting me reasonably well. So I'd sleep pretty comfortable on my back here. I can lie on my side. Not much to say about a hiking mat this thin. It's never going to give you much sort of difference between where your shoulder sits and where your body sits here. Your shoulder's always going to be a bit bunched up. But you can adjust the pressure in here if you like. So if I'm lying on this and I want a little bit less pressure in there, if I just undo this, and if I had something thin, I could just push through onto the little yellow valve in there just to let some air out. What I need to do now is just turn it around far enough, and we'll hear some air come out. So that's just allowing a bit of air out, and I can feel myself. I can actually feel my hips drop through to the ground there now. So probably not really tight, but for me to sleep on this, just a little bit of air out, a little bit of movement, so I can squish that down a little bit and make that pretty comfortable. So they're by no means as comfortable as a big 10 centimeter thick mat, but hey, they're designed for hiking, so you got to get that balance of weight, durability, and comfort. But the beauty is that Zempire tend to make their products to a really good quality for the price that you pay for them. So the Chunky Stealth mat from Zempire is a great option if you're looking at setting up your hiking kit on a budget. And you can check them out online at snowies.com.au, where you'll find them at our lowest prices every day. But if you've got any questions, let us know down in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel for all of our latest information, or check out some other videos like this one down here.